SAG-AFTRA has decided to hold a general vote on whether to authorize, that's pretty key here, a strike against video game companies. This doesn't necessarily mean that a strike will happen, just that if the vote is successful, they will have the authority to call a strike when if negotiations fail. The union is seeking similar terms to what they asked of TV and film companies, like an 11% wage increase and protections from AI. The last time video game voice actors held a strike was in October of 2016, which lasted 340 days. The eventual agreement included a new bonus system and increased transparency during the hiring process, so that actors would know at least the genre of the game and whether their work would include profanity, slurs, sexual or violent themes, or physical stunts.
What the heck?
What?
For a voice actor?
Okay. The agreement did not guarantee residuals, a key point of contention. Reportedly, a stalemate has already been reached in negotiations with... surprisingly, Activision and Take-Two. Discussion question: what is the best way to help voice actors? What is the advantage/disadvantage of having multiple sectors striking at once?
Man.
It might bring more attention to it as an advantage. I don't think there's a bunch other than that, though, to be honest.
And I don't think that for outside of a very vocal minority of really supportive gaming fans, I don't think that most will care. I think that they will just want their games.
I mean, we've seen that. I'd love to say otherwise, but we just talked about horse armor earlier in the show.
Yep.
Like this isn't just true for gamers. If I'm being completely honest, this feels true for basically everything. Wait, what? Really? One sec. Sorry. No, it's still up. Okay. But like, people will have stances on things, and then the second that those stances get challenged, if it inconveniences them, is less entertaining, or costs them any amount of money, it's decently common that those stances will then be ditched.
Apparently, a lot of voice actors do mocap as well. I just would have assumed someone else did the mocap.
I had no idea. It kind of makes sense.
I mean, I could definitely see if someone's multi-talented or whatever, they might as well, but they don't
tying together the emotion of what you're saying with physical actions and your face and your... Oh, that's probably it. I bet you it's a bunch of facial movement stuff.
Well, that wouldn't be a stunt, but like it could be tied into the whole capture. That makes sense. Hold on, one quick thing. Someone in Twitch chat. It's not changing regulations in Germany. It's just not worth repairing a car if it fails the TV. Okay. All right. Good to know.
Modifying or updating or whatever else.
Thank you for the clarification. That's great. It doesn't change the point that some people will not have the option.
You're discussing policy with Germans. They're going to be specific.
Also, apparently part of what I said was right. And in some city centers, bans based on emissions do exist.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I'm not completely wrong. I'm just German wrong. Right. So back to the voice actor strike. So here's my concern, and we've talked about this a little bit, even though it's not really, related to our industry being in YouTube. We have talked a little bit about SAG-AFTRA and about the Writers Guild strike, and what I have expressed before and what I'm going to express again is I think it's too late. I think it's too late for them to stop the AI onslaught. Because that's what all three of these have as at least one of their central
protections from AI
themes is protections against AI and protection for that there will be, in particular, the Writers Guild wants protections against just stuffing them in a room to, turn some AI horse plop into something palatable with a tiny team and then never even be on set so that there's no career advancement. That's what they're trying to prevent. And ultimately, I don't think any of the studios are interested in their career growth. They see the whole thing as transactional. And I think that now that the power of AI has been demonstrated, I think once ChatGPT 3 broke ground, the horse was out of the barn. I think they saw, we are this close. And maybe their perception is actually wrong. We've seen a lot of problems with large language models in their current form. They're not perfect, But I think to let's face it, probably a pretty technologically normie person who might work as an executive at a film studio, it seems pretty great. And if they're looking at it going, okay, well, assuming explosive development in this area, like we see in tech, if they're just extrapolating based on what they've seen before, then it seems like we're so close that we can just twiddle our thumbs for a little bit here, not negotiate anything, and this problem will solve itself one way or the other, either with these people starving themselves to the point where they come crawling back for work, or to the point where we just replace them with machines. Okay, I'll just wait.
If the latter happens, movies are going to suck even more than they do now.
I know, right?
I will say there was some recent good ones. I haven't seen Oppenheimer, but I've heard it's good, and Barbie was great. But for years now, movies have been kind of not awesome, in my opinion.
I'm scared for the video game voice actors' chances here. And just like I've said about the Writers Guild and to a lesser degree the Actors Guild, I think that I think they have leverage. They have the star power at least. But I think that I in the same way that I've expressed concern about the Writers Guild, I just feel like the video game voice actors are going to come in hot. They're going to maybe feel good about their chances, and I think what they're going to find out is they have absolutely zero negotiating leverage. I don't know, man. I think that developers will just kind of go, okay, forget it then, and they will pivot to technological tools, and gamers will be enraged, and then they will buy the game anyway.
Would you wager
Yeah.
that there are more gaming studios than there are what do you call it?
I'm going to stop you here because I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many indie in both that I would have no idea how to compare the numbers.
Because I feel like people are talking in chat right now about how how I mentioned, it's for facial animations, and you're like, yeah, but they said stunts, so it's more than that. BG3, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned that, and this makes sense because they're really good. But they mentioned that the voice actors did mocap while they were talking. And the facial animations while people are talking are very good, so it makes sense.
Right.
So I wonder if a game like BG3, where like all the lines are voice acted and they have this mocap on faces, and it's a really good immersion quality beneficial part of the game. I wonder if certain studios will just opt to work with the new terms of the voice actors guild or alliance, or
I'm not sure which actual... Oh, no. Okay, apparently SAG-AFTRA is also the union of the video game voice actors. Based on what I'm reading here. I don't actually know. I didn't know what union they were part of.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, I wonder if some studios will decide to work with them anyways, because they're like, this is going to be a quality differentiator for us.
Maybe.
That's honestly going to take a very long time for AI to catch up with properly.
Yeah, you're probably right. But I also do wonder if in the same way that television studios just pivoted to reality TV and found out that people will just consume whatever dreck they give them, I wonder if a lot of them will just not care.
Yeah.
As someone who actually doesn't really care about voice acting in games, I prefer to read, and I actually find it really distracting. One of the things that I like to do is I change the voice track to like Japanese or something, because I find it way less distracting to have, because I'll advance the text as fast as I can read it, which is at like probably about 6 to 8 times the speed that they will read the lines. And so I find it a lot less distracting to have words cut off in the middle of them when they're in a language I don't understand. I don't care. But I know a lot of people really like voice acting in games.
I very much appreciate it. Not only do I find it's a big immersion bonus, but also just with my troubles with reading, it it's nice. It feels a lot more relaxing to not have to read, and it also just, I can go so much faster because I'm not getting lost in text or whatever else. Minorly dyslexic. Yeah, I don't know.
People do not like my my skipping voice acting.
You're skipping. Oh,
I don't know. I don't like it. It's slow.
it's a personal preference thing.
Yeah, it's just slow.
I don't. I skip it sometimes if I'm not as interested in the conversation. Just spacebar, skip through it. But usually I don't.
Oh well, no, I don't skip reading it. Like I want to know what's happening. I just don't want to. I don't want to hear people say it. Like I forget which Final Fantasy game switched to like full voice acting. Was it 9? I'm
not gonna know.
10? I can't remember, but I hated it. I was like, this sucks. Bring back text. Let's go text. I don't know. And like, oh man, games that don't support
I think most
tapping to completely fill in a text box, like when they're like and you can't speed it up. I want to throw my controller through the TV. I can't. Drives me absolutely crazy.
That's never a problem for me because I can't keep up with it anyways.
Apparently it was 10. Yeah, agreed, Grand Wig. 9 was so good. He has like never played like any of the good Final Fantasy games. He's played like 8.
Yeah. 8 was great. I really liked it. And then I never played another one.
I made it like 45 minutes into 8 and I was like, this is stupid. And I couldn't. Sorry, I just couldn't. People do like 8. I just, yeah. It's not that I don't have patience. I just don't have time. There's a big difference. Well, there isn't a big difference. They're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I tell people that I liked 8 and they get so offended because they're like, oh, like 6 or 7 or whatever was so much better, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe you like that one. I was like, it's the only one I played. I thought it was good. Like, I don't know. What do you want from me? Come on.
Someday.
Squall was awesome. I had the necklace. With the lion with the sword through the top. I had that for a while.
Was it a sword gun or a gun sword?
A gun sword. Gunblade.
I don't care.
To be more specific.
Yeah, it sounds stupid.
Yeah, it was sick.
If you have a gun,
it was awesome.
Why do you need a blade on it? What is this, like the year 1850? Get your musket.
Maybe.